guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Tolulope. I film about faith, marriage, lifestyle from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you for joining the Team Solutions family. But you need to click on that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can get alert and notifications anytime I post a new video. So yes, once again, thank you for joining us. I pray that my content keep blessing you guys. And to my OGs, is that what they call it? What's the meaning of OGs? Old guns? I don't know. But to my Team Solutions, you guys, I am grateful for you guys. I legit pray for you guys. I call your names in the place of prayer, not like your names, but Team Solutions. I pray for you guys. It's my joy when I see, people here grow, people here get married, people here have kids. It's always so beautiful. You guys have no idea. But anyway, thank you so much. And let me just thank you guys for all the hype that you gave my husband in the last video. I am not jealous. It's okay. We are one, so I will take it. I'm like, so the people love you like this. You guys went all out for him on that video. You're like, oh, he tried, but I was super impressed. I'm still impressed. He did a wonderful job. Somebody said, please make sure you give him. No, somebody first said, buy him Vitamilk on our behalf. If you watch my vlogs, you will know that we love Vitamilk in this house. So like, please buy him Vitamilk on our behalf. Another person said, please make sure you give him food back to back for the next 2 weeks. And like, the comments are so hilarious. But you guys, thank you so much. That video did so well, and I'm glad that you guys enjoyed our best man's wedding, both the traditional and the London leg. So yes, that's good to know. As you can tell from today's title already, we're talking about handling female friends of our partners. Now guys, I know that, like, while I was thinking about doing this video, I was thinking in my mind that some people would judge me. They would judge me that, like, if you watched the I snatched my husband from his ex, one of the most controversial videos I have done, you will know what I'm talking about. So I'm like, won't people judge you for that? But my spirit kept telling me that whoever wants to be blessed with this video will still be blessed. Someone actually sent me an email, which is what inspired this video, and it's a very long read, guys, very long read, and I'm so happy it was an email, because if it came in my DM, I probably won't read it. In a nutshell, she has a problem with a particular friend of a partner, and I totally do not blame her. Let me just summarize it for you. Let me try to read what parts I can read. So she says, dear Tolulope, I'm one of your subscribers on YouTube channel. Hi, I know you're watching this. I need your wise counsel on this issue. I don't have anyone else to talk to. I'm sorry about that. Please, how do one cope with a very close female friend to one's fiancé? So she's engaged. This is my story. I just moved to Lagos on the basis of work with the bank. My fiancé introduced a lady to me as his friend from work. But I noticed that they are very close. The lady calls him every day and every time. In fact, on his call history, if my name appears 10 times, this lady appears at least 9 times. I told him I'm not comfortable with it, but he says he can't do anything about the girl calling him, but it will reduce him calling her. Though the girl plays nice and even said I don't call her, so she was doing induction, I called to congratulate her. I had to mention my name severally and introduce myself before she knew who was speaking. Later, I got to know he even went for the induction and I was not informed, not even in passing. The expression on my face right now was what was going through my mind when I was reading this email for the first time. After this, I called her again and same thing occurred. This lady has been to my fiance's family house, though the mom was not around before, and he never mentioned it to me until I found out. He says it was not necessary. He has visited her severally and he never mentioned to me. He even told me he has never been there. So that's a lie, Anyway, we'll come to that. Let me not jump on top of the topic. Last weekend was our introduction. The girl called on the next day to greet me. He was the one who sent her my number to call me on that day. He gets angry anytime I talk about the issue. In fact, my fiancé told me he was depressed last year while I was outside Lagos, and it was the girl who helped him. He never mentioned this to me. He said he was protecting me that he knows I'm very emotional. This lady even saves money with him. Fam. If I talk about buying maybe shoes or clothes, my fiancé will make comments like, I will ask so, the lady. She buys and know where they sell cheaply. And that infuriates me. He has other female friends, and with them I am very free. We talk very well. I am always embittered, which normally is not me. Anytime I hear this lady's name or even see her picture, I don't feel comfortable with that at all. It's so difficult for me to pull her close. How do I cope? Is something wrong with me? Am I just a jealous and clingy fiancé? I would deeply appreciate your kind response. Thank you, ma'am. First things first, I replied her, and you know what, I told her to keep me updated based on some of the things I shared with her, which I'll still share. But the first thing I told her was, any woman, like, you can be the most secure woman in this world, you will feel uncomfortable with a situation like this. And that was the first thing I told her. And I said, it is not about you being needy or clingy or insecure. You don't have to be an insecure person to feel all these things you're feeling. Like, let's save money together, fam. And see, this is funny because I know that I said you guys should not judge me based on, you know, how I met my husband and stuff, but every time I think about it like this, I always think about me. So the first thing, let's just jump right into some of the things I want to talk about. And please, this video is not like an advice video or me telling you exactly how it should be done. I just want us to talk about it. So I'm going to please beg you guys to please put in the comment section below the people who have gone ahead of us in these things that know better ways to handle these things. So please, I am looking forward to seeing your comments. This is like a discussion topic. It is not an how-to. It is not an advice video. It's just me coming here to, you know, create this forum for us to talk about it, but I will also leave my 1 or 2 points about it. So the first thing for me is motive. Like I told her, for me, when I was talking to my husband, like I said, I didn't have a motive to even snatch anybody. My motive was not to date my husband or to end up, you know, getting married to him. We were just friends. And that tells me something. I have learned from that myself, that sometimes it's not about the motive being pure or not pure. Sometimes these things just make the heart grows these things just make the heart grow fonder. You know, you guys are talking every day. The good thing about her situation is, at least if her fiancé calls her 10 times, the girl's own is 9 times. For me, if I spoke with my friend then, now my husband then, if I spoke with him like 15 times, his then girlfriend's zone will be like maybe once or twice. So I mean, they were not even close on that level. But that is one of the things I'm even happy about this particular situation for, because she seems like she's close to her partner to even know that something like this is going on. Even if, you know, she's not being carried along while it is happening, she gets to find out later on. So, and again, they are engaged, they've done their introduction. So for me, I'm like, at least you have secured the bag small, even though of course it's marriage that is the ceiling of everything, you know, but at least she has secured the bag a bit. I feel like the motive, whether pure or impure, whether the girl wants to snatch the guy or not, is not really the question, you know, because these things happen. There's just a problem there, the fact that this guy is, you know, really communicating with this girl against his girlfriend's knowledge, against his girlfriend's will. So another thing I told her is the fact that obviously you're not close to this girl, so that already is a threat. That threat I can imagine, even me that I'm married, first, my husband doesn't have so many friends, but I would say I'm close to like 95% of his female friends. Like, they come to my house every time I have house parties. Sometimes I speak with them on the phone. Some of them are married. The ones that are not are like my G's, and that didn't happen overnight for me, to be honest. Even when I, you know, started talking to my husband, because of the kind of position he holds in the church, because, you know, of his social life before we got married, the kind of people he knew where he was working and stuff, I had to come to terms with the fact that, okay, there are some people in his circle that I would not even gel with at all. You know, on a normal day we won't be friends. But I feel like he did the job of trying to make sure that I was involved in everything that was going on. So there was a time I came to Lagos while we were dating, and he had to drop me at my friend's wedding. That was what I came for. And then he was going to go to one of his friend's house that was like close to the venue. So he told me, it was like, oh, this person's, it was even a hotel, she was lodged in a hotel, and it was like, oh, this person is in this hotel with so person. She was not alone, but even if she was alone, it was like, we had a conversation about the person in question before, so it was like, this person is in so place. It's just like 5 minutes drive from where I'm dropping you. This is going to be easier for me to do than going all the way back. So I feel like, number one, the openness from your spouse, the openness from your partner is one of the major things that is really, really needed for your sanity, for your security in a case like this. You want that sense of being carried along. For her, I feel a pain, because trust me, the fact that they save money together is not the primary problem. The fact that she has visited him or he has visited her is not the main problem. It's because she found out without the guy's knowledge, or she found out later on after it had happened. For instance, if when they wanted to save money, the guy was like, oh, myself and this person is going to start saving money together, that's a whole different ball game. If when he was going to a house, he was like, I'm going to visit Bolaji, whatever her name is, I'm just saying that, I'm going to visit this person, so she will feel more comfortable, like, okay, at least we know about it, I know about it, and I feel like a man that will come to you and even tell you all those things really don't have anything to hide a good number of times. Then the second thing is getting to know the person in question. I was talking briefly about this earlier. Like, for me, all the people that are now still in my husband's circle as friends, I know like 95% of them. The ones I don't know, I am still not comfortable with, and that's just the truth about whether or not it's a marriage or a relationship or a courtship. If I don't know you and I see that sometimes you're calling my husband, talking to him, sending him messages, I'm still not comfortable with you. If it is somebody I know, she's probably saying things like, when will you guys be at home? Or they're talking business, and then maybe a business he has discussed with me before. But there are some people that I still don't know. Not some people, maybe 2 people. Maybe 2 people. And in his defense, he will say that, where is he? He's not here, he's not home. So I can come and defend himself. Let me not help him to defend it. But like, off the top of my head, it will feel like, maybe number one, they are not my typical kind of friends. They are not the people that, because the people that I know through my husband, we have become like friends, for lack of better word. Even though we're not close, I can call them my acquaintances. They're people that sometimes if they need information from my husband, they can reach me instead, But maybe it feels like those other people are not like my typical type of friends. And that brings me to my next point. What kind of person is this person that is close to your spouse? If I am, okay, I have a couple of male friends, a couple, very few, and their spouses know me, for the best part. The ones that don't know me, I feel like even though they know me, like even though they just know me from a distance, that, oh, you're friends with Tolulope, they have that peace of mind that, what kind of friendship is it going to be? Is it going to, like, it can't be a sexual relationship, it can't be an affair, Number one, because of the security that, oh, I am married. Then number two, because they know that she's a God-fearing person. She's a believer in the gospel. She knows what she seems like, she knows what she's doing and stuff like that. So what kind of person is this person that is close to your spouse? So for me, I feel like maybe 1 or 2 people, and this is not to judge anybody, I just feel like 1 or 2 people close to my husband that are not friends with me. Maybe he hasn't introduced us. Funny enough, he has told me everything about these people, but there is a difference between my husband trying to make them my friends or make me their friends, and there's a difference between the girls wanting to be friends with me. So I've just been open here. So there was somebody in particular that, she's friends with my husband. They are not like close friends, but they talk once in a while. She still checks up on him and stuff. And FBI, not once in a while, I've gone to her Instagram page before, and she's the kind of person that, she's not the, oh, cover up to the chest kind of person. She's fine with her bum shots. She's fine taking like Instagram model pictures showing this and that and stuff, and that is her life. She's probably growing, or she has her own path. But I feel like, number one, that kind of person probably doesn't even want to be friends with me. Like, they're just like, oh, in their minds they're just like, okay, maybe we'll know the kind of person your wife is. We don't want anybody to preach to us. I want to enjoy my life, blah blah blah. Or maybe they're just not comfortable with being my friends on a general scale. And so even though I know them, for me to know their Instagram handle, my husband has told me about them, it doesn't change the fact that if I was to have a birthday party, or even if my husband was to have a birthday party, they will want to come to my house. If my husband will invite them is even another case, because thinking about it now, all the birthday parties we've had in our house, he has never invited them. Maybe because he just has that vibe of, oh, this person doesn't really like my wife, or this person doesn't really want to be friends with my wife, or something like that. But in my case, I'm just trying to say that because those are the kind of people that you will ordinarily feel uncomfortable with. So it also begs the question of, what kind of person is this person? Do you know her as a church-going person, a believer of Christ? Do you know her values? Yes, even more than a church-going person. Do you know her values? What are her values? What are the things that your husband has said in passing about her? If my husband comes to me and tells me that, oh, this particular person, do you know she was gisting me that she had an affair with a married man? In my mind, I'm not judging you. God is your judge. But I already know that. So let me start to state my uncomfortability with this scenario. I'm just trying to say that the kind of character the person has, the kind of values of the person also has a huge role to play. So in this girl's case, she probably, is even, maybe she will even be fine with the attitude, but maybe she already knows the kind of person that this girl is. And I feel like for somebody who is even close to your spouse, someone you've done introduction with, and is telling you who is on the line every time you call her, she probably doesn't want to be your friend. It might not, because I'm thinking about it now in relation to the people I said that are not friends with me in my husband's circle. It might not necessarily be that they want to be with my husband. It might be. It might also not be. I'm just saying. But there is a fact, they don't want to be friends with me. So maybe that's the girl's perspective. Whether or not she wants to, be with your partner, or marry him, or be with him, is not, really the question. I feel like she probably also doesn't like you. Like, because I'm friends with your spouse doesn't mean I have to be friends with you. And for me, I question that, because I can imagine, for me personally, if I'm friends with somebody's husband and the wife is open to being my friend, she calls me once, that's even the person I'll be chasing. Side gist. I was talking to someone recently about, I was trying to get information from a person about somebody outside the country, about something relating to women. And then the guy just told me, do you have my wife's number? Maybe you should call my wife. Maybe she'll be in the best position to give you this information. And I was really impressed. I'm like, perfect, I will do that. I had to even say that, oh, I just called you because I thought that you would know more about it and stuff. I was like, oh no, speak to my wife, you're free, I'll tell her you will call and stuff like that. I was really impressed. Then I have touched on this a bit. I feel like it's actually a constant throughout the whole point I'm going to touch on, the fact that the responsibility of making us secure lies with our men. But I just also want to relate it with the last point I made. Like, imagine the people that are forming, I don't want to be friends with your wife no matter how much my husband has tried. I feel like it is in my husband's place every time to make sure that I am secure about it. Thankfully, my husband tries as much as possible to carry me along. Like, sometimes he's leaving the house. Like, there was a time he was even doing business with one of the people that has refused to be my friend. Not refused to be my friend, but you will know that she's just not here for unnecessary schmoozing. I learned that word in my MBA, schmoozing. I will put it on the screen. It just means like barakbo. You will know she's not just here for barakbo. But every time my husband says, oh, I'm going to a business meeting with this person, it tells me where, it tells me when, it lets me know ahead of time. So that's for me security, you know. So this is what goes on since we've been dating between my husband and I. If I call him and his number is on waiting, once he picks my call, he says, oh sorry, I was talking to so person. Like, it's not we're reporting ourselves, it's now more like a norm to just say, oh sorry. Or if he needs to pick a call, we say, oh, this person is calling me, let me call you back, and stuff like that. So for instance now, if he was talking to somebody like that, once I pick up the call, if I'm calling him, he already says, oh sorry, I was talking to so person. Maybe if, you know, they were just talking and I didn't call, he probably will not get home to report himself, or get home to say, oh, so I spoke with this person today, this person called me today. Because why? He's also like, he's living his life as long as his intentions are pure, you know. He doesn't have to come home and report himself to me. But I'm just saying that when the situation calls for it, a man when the situation calls for it, a man makes sure that his woman is secure, you know, and you know what's going on. Then the last thing I'm going to touch on is communication. See, in all of this, communication is key. As women, sometimes we don't communicate our expectations enough to our spouses. I am guilty also, you know, which is why sometimes we sulk, we get into moods that we shouldn't, and all of that. So communication is another aspect that women need to work on. So what I told this person, one of the things I told her was, you're engaged to this person, you guys have done your introduction, so there is a huge possibility of a future here. Take him out to dinner or lunch, and then let him know all of these things you've told me. A woman doesn't want to seem like she's always nagging, and I love that. That's one thing I do. Like, if I tell my husband something once or twice and correction is not taken, I don't know how to, you people should advise me if I've just been, but I don't know how to keep saying it over and over and over again, you know. So men too have to stand up to their responsibilities of saying that, okay, my partner doesn't like this, I need to work on it. So maybe she has just been saying it, making nuances. That's what PG says, making nuances. I hope that's the correct thing. You know, maybe she has just been saying it in passing, not really saying, come, this girl called Tolani, I have a problem with her. What is it with you guys? I'm not comfortable with the fact that you guys save together. Not to be bossy or authoritative, but you're a woman, you know what you want, you know what gives you peace, and you have to learn to express it. I am learning as well. It's just flowing in my mouth. I have a lot of work to do in that area as well, you know, but I'm working on it too. You know, you have to be able to say that, what's going on? You and this person can be saving money together, because whatever happens now is going to keep happening even when you guys are married. Whatever you tolerate now, it will probably even double. So I told her, you need to take him out to dinner or to lunch and express all these things you've told me, because obviously from your message it seems as though you've just been saying it side by side. So communication is another thing, and on that note I'm going to end the video. But make sure that you communicate to your spouse, let them know what you're thinking, because sometimes these men don't even have the intention. Like she said that the boyfriend was like, if the fiancé was like, I can reduce the number of times I'm calling her, but I can't really control the number of times she calls me, you know. Sometimes it might just be out of a pure intention of just a close colleague. Maybe they've been there for each other in the past and he doesn't want to totally ignore her and stuff like that. But communication is key in every relationship. Yesterday in church, my pastor said that money is the number 2 problem. We're doing a series of skirts and trousers, you know, he's responsible for money in the church and in the home, sorry. And it was like, money is the number 2 problem of why marriages fail these days. And then somebody was like, what's the first? And he said communication, even though me and my side partner were saying unmet expectations, you know, but it was like communication. So that's like key. You guys need to be open to have, you know, good conversations, to have express openness, to have English, like to know that we are on the same page, literally. So yes, I hope that you have been blessed by this video. Please let us comment. You see that it's not like I was just dishing out points that do this, do that. I also have concerns, I also have things I want to learn. So let's know how you handle it in the comment section below. Like I said, don't judge me. When I snatched my husband from his ex, I didn't have a wrong intention. Life just happened that they broke up and we ended up together. So it's a different ball game. I need to put this out there for the people that will come and be writing things that I don't know. So please don't judge me. Let's just focus on this topic, okay? Thank you. Anyway, it's been nice chatting with you guys. Please subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.